This is a whip with steel spikes. Whipped on the prisoner will be directly wrapped, then pull hard. The place where the whip is wrapped will be pulled a bloody mess. However, this torture David not only did not bow down, he sang a stirring song in his mouth. The people around him all showed angry expressions. The blood brought up by the whip splashed on Ming's face. He wiped the blood and tears off his face with his hands, because he did not dare to let others see his tears. David, on the other hand, seemed to be enjoying it very much, with a disdainful expression on his face, because even if he were to die, he would not kneel down and admit his fault to the US government. Seeing that the whip with steel spikes did not make David yield, David's feet were chained up again. Underneath the chains fell tens of thousands of pounds of iron. The pain was so intense that David almost passed out, but he sang through the pain. The blood on his hands and feet continued to gush out, flowing down the sand to the feet of the onlookers. David collapsed the moment he was released, but he still used his hands to support the ground, forced to finish the last line of the song before collapsing. The crowd finally broke out at this moment. They all rushed towards the stage. Xiao Ming hugged David on the ground, looking around the crowd of men, women and children. They did not have any weapons in their hands, but still, David used a song to ignite the anger inside. At this moment, Ming finally understood. The revolution does not have to rely on weapons to inspire people, because David did it with a song. The knight came to the execution ground in the daytime. Looking at David's blood on the ground that had not yet dried, he decided to save his good brother. So Ming suggested to the governor, to kill him in front of Jenny, so that he can feel the fear, and David, who was dropped in the cell. At this moment, the fear finally appeared in his eyes. Ming suggested that the place of execution be set up in the field, in the city. He would become a martyr in the hearts of the people. The governor immediately praised Ming's proposal. At night, David was loaded onto the prison wagon. When he was leaving, a policeman threw a blade in David's hand from outside the car. The next day, on the way to the execution site, the governor looked at the tree in front of him as if he sensed something was wrong. At that moment, David cut the rope prepared in advance with an axe. The governor's car was directly smashed up. The governor grabbed the gun in the moment of being bounced up. One shot blew out the tires of Ming's car. Ming and Jenny were instantly thrown out of the car. Ming's back hit the tree directly. David here at this time also cut the rope, grabbed the soldier's gun, backhandedly fell 2 soldiers. The other soldiers saw the situation, wanted to shoot, but their guns last night has long been Ming tampered with. The soldiers who could not shoot were no match for David. Here Jenny ran towards the woods. A group of soldiers chased after Jenny. Seeing this, Ming stood up in pain. While running, he spat out a mouthful of blood. He would not allow Jenny to be caught again, dragging his seriously injured body to solve the soldiers chasing Jenny. But at that moment, a soldier pulled the bullet out of his gun and replaced it with a brand new bullet, aiming at Jenny, who was running towards David. He was ready to shoot. Seeing this, Ming hastily pulled out his pistol. However, in the eyes of David, but in David's eyes, he thought Ming was going to shoot Jenny. Jenny fell to the ground. Ming instantly shot the soldier who was ready to shoot, but David smashed a tree stump directly on the ground. Looking at his best brother on the ground, now he was a lackey of the British government, picked up the stake and stabbed down hard. David finally did not go down, take Jenny to run away in the distance. However, a group of soldiers ready to chase again, but Xiao Ming tried his best to stop, until David and Jenny disappeared from sight. Ming let go of the soldiers, and so Ming was arrested. Not only were his legs broken, he was also put into a dungeon of less than 1 square meter, and David took Jenny all the way to escape. Not only do they have to face the US Army at any time to search for them, and face the phenomenon of no food and water, but David saw a girl's body. He saw the same necklace on Ming's body. From the girl's mouth, he learns that Xiao Ming is not a real Hanao, but a hero of the Revolutionary Army. He lurked in the British government to deliver weapons to the Revolutionary Army, but now in order to save his best friend, not only did he reveal his identity, he was also arrested and tortured, and he would be executed in 3 days. Hearing this, David was dumbfounded.